Welcome to the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Show. Tune in for a vibrant mix of fashion, finance, and life's essential foundations. Join us for expert interviews, insightful discussions, and empowering insights to elevate your lifestyle. From fashion trends to financial tips and personal growth strategies, we've got you covered. So grab your headphones and get ready to be inspired. Tune in now to the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Show and embark on this exciting journey with us.
Welcome back, everyone, here at the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Talk Show. I'm your host, Marie Antoinette Wade. And this time, I have another guest for you. Her name is Jan Saracero. Jan is a stress reduction coach, and she has a lot of experience for you that I want to share right now. She is a certified life coach and an NLP practitioner. She has more than 4 decades understanding how people think, act, and create lasting change. Her lifelong study of human potential, behavioral change, and applied personal development has given her a unique ability to help others reduce stress, shift their mindset, and live with greater calm and awareness. Jan's professional journey began in the fast-paced, high-pressure world of escrow and real estate, where she spent decades managing teams and navigating constant deadlines. Over time, she realized that true success and genuine well-being depend less on external circumstances and more on how we manage our inner world. I'm going to go ahead and introduce you to Jan. Jan, welcome to the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Show.
Thank you for having me.
Man, 4 decades of information.
Yeah, it sounds better than the actual years.
So Jen, tell me, how did it all start for you?
Well, I started in the escrow industry, but back in, I think it was 1980, I had an awareness that if everything in my world wasn't what I wanted it to be, that it was something in me that needed to be changed, not the outside world. So that's what really started me on my path to growth, to find out what makes people tick. Why do we do what we do? And so while I was dealing with all the stress in escrow, I was also learning how to make things better and how to be able to handle the challenges.
Okay. And so was there any kind of specific experience that you built your skills, managing your stress?
Well, a lot of it's just the life experience.
Okay.
I went through 2 different periods of burnout, and that's kind of a dark place to get into.
Okay.
Where you just don't feel like there's any point. It's not suicidal, but you're doing everything you can, and it's not good enough. And it's like, okay, but what more can I give? I'm working 7 days a week and all these hours, and it gets to be a downhill spiral that really doesn't serve you at all.
And escrow and real estate is a very demanding industry.
Well, yeah, and depending on some of the times that we've had, when we call like refi mania, where I would go in on a Saturday and think, okay, I'll work 4 or 5 hours and get caught up. And then 9 hours later, I would think, okay, now I have to come back Sunday because I didn't really get that much done. And, so it just gets to be a crazy schedule sometimes.
Okay. Well, your hectic schedule, did that affect your personal life in regards to your relationship?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because you end up not really having a personal life. I used a lot of the techniques that I learned as far as stress reduction to just keep from completely collapsing. But my life for a period of time was either work, a little bit of sleep, or practicing things to keep me from losing my mind.
Okay.
And there was really no time for anything else.
Okay. And then you figured out a system that can get you out of stress, and that's what you're helping people now.
Oh, yeah. I learned a lot of tools in those decades.
Okay.
Yeah, and I practiced them all, and I know they work.
Okay. Can you share a little bit more about the tools that you help people with?
Well, first off, I talk to people about stress reduction, not stress management. because managing your stress is kind of like putting a Band-Aid on something.
Oh, okay.
Whereas, the whole point of stress reduction is making changes in your life so that what used to stress you doesn't anymore. Now, granted, for a doctor or a nurse that's having to put in tremendously long hours, there's no way that you can have some magic bullet to change that.
Okay.
But by keeping focused on that you are a priority, you need to take care of yourself. And it's not really optional, it's not a luxury, it's really necessary. So when you put yourself back at the top of your list of things to do, and do something for yourself, then it mitigates a lot of those long hours, a lot of that stress.
Do you focus on helping a lot of the employees in big corporations or high achievers, leaders?
It's kind of a combination. I've had a lot of doctors, nurses, there's certainly a lot of escrow people, and salespeople, management, and business owners. So it's really kind of a wide variety.
Okay.
And what I find is that frequently people don't say, I have a lot of stress, I want to hire you. But they'll realize that they are doing things in their life that aren't working for them. And by doing those things, it causes stress.
Okay.
So like somebody that procrastinates a lot, they're really, really excellent clients because we need to get them out of that habit of putting things off and starting to take action. And as they do, then they're going to feel, they're going to feel like they're accomplishing things and they won't be as frustrated. They'll actually be seeing progress.
So you're helping people that have problems with their time or even like planning. Okay.
Yeah, I had one client that had hired me just because she had no work-life balance.
Okay.
It was all work. And we discovered things as we started working together that ended up being really more important to take care of. But we kept working with that life balance as well. And you've done a good job when somebody says that you've changed their life. That really, that's pretty powerful.
I bet it's very rewarding to see the transformation of these people that you're helping.
Yeah.
Can you share one story or a story that you can, tell us what happened to?
Well, one of my ladies, one of the issues she was dealing with was she really had a hard time putting herself out there. She was very shy. She didn't want to be, but she was. And so one of the things we had her do was every day go up to someone and ask them what time it was. It didn't matter. She didn't need to know, but it got her starting to be comfortable with speaking to people that she didn't know.
Okay.
And so what I work with people a lot is just small changes, because so many times people think that to make a change, it is going to take a monumental shift. And it's really a lot of little changes over time.
Okay. Now, I know that there are a lot of people coaching on similar, topics, stress, transformation. What make you very unique in so many ways?
Well, that I lived in stress for 40 years.
Okay.
In some cases, just the fact that I've had 40 years experience.
Yes.
Some people haven't been alive that long. But that whole time, not only was I dealing with the stress and living through it, but I was also learning how to make changes in my life, how to help people make changes. It was just something I was interested in.
Okay.
So, it helped me, like I said, keep my sanity when things got really tough. But at the same time, it allowed me to get through it easier and be able to really test those things out to know that they work. So it wasn't just something that I got out of a seminar or a book.
It's through real experience.
Life tests. Yeah.
Life tests.
Yeah.
I totally, can relate to that, because a lot of the things that I learned for being a branding strategist is also from what I have done for my own, and how I tested and proved it to be effective or not effective. So, no, I get the life experience. And I think, you've been a member of University Club too. I've seen you there where you were one of the, strong leaders in the club. What do you think about your presence in that organization?
Oh, I love it. And actually, they're like my family.
Yeah.
I have no family in town. So it's always nice to be able to be there, but, to learn from the other people, to make connections with people that you wouldn't meet.
Okay.
It's just a wonderful experience. I love
So how
being
long
there.
have you lived in San Diego?
I'm second generation.
Okay.
My mother was even born in San Diego.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, but you've considered University Club as your family now.
Oh, yeah.
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 Yeah, I see that, and that's what I sense too. And I'm a new member of University Club, and just meeting you, I got the impression already that you are like one of the foundations of that club.
I'm not sure whether that goes by age or what.
I think it's the way you communicate and the way you present yourself in that club. And
I feel the same with the staff as well.
Yeah.
It's not just the members.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I am so glad that I was able to connect with you and learn more about what you do in terms of stress reduction, because I know a lot of people, sometimes they don't know that they are in a stress situation.
Yeah.
So how do you go after people that have no idea that they are having stress?
Well, I don't, and I don't think it was a planned word. I don't think I go after them.
Okay.
I offer help to people a lot.
So did they reach out to you, or do you somehow?
Sometimes I'll reach out to them because
Okay.
I've studied so many things. I'm very intuitive, and so I can sense when something's going on with somebody.
Okay.
And I will usually address that. So as an example, if you told me everything was fine, but I could see from your face or your body language that you weren't congruent, I might make a little joke. Okay, fine. Now, do you want to convince me now or later? And then, gently start talking to them about it if they're
Okay.
comfortable with it. So, and I can see just different things.
So through conversation and face-to-face communication,
Yeah.
that's how you're able to identify it.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I have
Yeah.
my own following as far as people on my mailing list and things like that.
Okay.
But as far as just being with people, when I was still in escrow, I was in a situation one time when I was managing about 70 people. And
70 people?
Yeah, 70.
That's
yeah.
a lot.
Yeah, talk about stress.
Yeah.
And I was walking past somebody's cubicle and I heard her say something. She was afraid of the dentist.
Oh, okay.
And so I went back and I said, let me tell you about something I do. And this wasn't anything that I read. It was a technique I just created on my own. And so I explained to her what I did. And I said, now the beauty is you can make this whatever you want for you, whether you want it to be a different scenario or whatever, however you choose to do it. And, explain to her what it was that I was talking about. And then totally forgot about it, because I just automatically go into the mode of helping somebody.
Okay.
And a couple days later, I was walking by her cubicle again, and she said, it worked. And it was like, what? That had been a couple days. And she said, the dentist. And so I went over to find out, how she had used the technique. And she's not afraid to go to the dentist anymore.
Wow. So you managed 70 people in the business.
Yeah, at one time.
And I
yeah.
bet they all have all stress, experiences that you're helping all of them. That is incredible.
Yeah. One of my gals had a daughter who was dating a gangbanger. And that's a pretty scary situation. And so she had actually sent her daughter out of town to stay with relatives to try and break the connection. And then indicated that she was actually in a different state, so he wouldn't try and track her down. But she was terrified, my friend, that he was going to show up on Christmas morning. And I don't know why it was she thought. I don't remember that. But she was terrified. You could see it.
Okay.
And so, I just spent some time with her, went through a few little techniques, And I could see her start to relax. And a couple days after Christmas, when we came back to work, I said, so how did everything go at Christmas? And I referenced this person. She had a rather graphic nickname for him that I won't use, but I referenced him, and she started to laugh. So every time she would think of him now, she went into laughter instead of that terror that she had.
Okay. Well, I'm going to have to take a commercial break. Don't go away, everyone. This is so amazing. You're learning from Jan Sorosaro. And so
welcome to the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Show, where we talk about food, fashion, finance, and foundations of life. We are live on KCAA Radio Broadcasting Network. KCAA is affiliated with CNBC, NBC News, and NBC Sports. We are sponsored by Sheltered Studios, Reconnect, and Building Solid Foundations.